located about 20 miles from Boston in Salem, Massachusetts, is America's first National Historic Site, the Salem Maritime. Over the course of more than 3.5 centuries, the mariners and merchants of Salem helped transform a tiny settlement on the coast of northeastern Massachusetts into a well-known international seaport. The city of Salem was first established in 1626. Salem's residents had always looked to the sea for transportation and wealth. Local fishing provided Salem's inhabitants with a basic secure economy. Salem rapidly began to expand by trading codfish, timber, rum, and other goods found on the coast of North America to the West Indies, Nova Scotia, and other international ports across the Atlantic Ocean. In the early years of the American Revolution, some patriots brought the battle to sea. Salem seamen made privateering a crucial part of the efforts to win America her independence. During the whole course of the Revolution, the port's 158 privateering vessels captured 445 British vessels. Profit made from privateering founded the fortunes of many of Salem's merchants, giving them a stable foundation to expand their enterprises and make Salem a center for world trade. Spanning about 9.5 acres of land along Salem's waterfront on Derby Street, the Salem Maritime includes 12 historic structures. One of these historic structures is the Salem Custom House. Built in 1819, the Customs House collected taxes on the imported cargoes brought to Salem Harbor from merchant ships all over the world. The Custom House overlooks Salem Maritime and other historic sites located there, such as the Derby Wharf. The Derby Wharf, built in 1762, is Salem's longest wharf, which extends about half a mile into Salem's harbor with the Derby Wharf light at the end. This wharf is one of the few of its kind remaining intact in the country from colonial America's days of sea trade. When it was active, the Derby Wharf was lined with warehouses of goods from around the world brought to Salem by merchant ships such as the Friendship of Salem. The Friendship was built by master shipbuilder Enos Briggs in his shipyard across from the South River near the Salem Maritime Historical Site. Briggs was also known for building the frigate Essex. He built the 342-ton, 3-masted, square-rigged Friendship in 1797. After it was finished being built, the Friendship was registered to merchants Jeremiah Pierce and Aaron White. In addition to the flag of the United States, a merchant ship would have flown a pennant identifying the merchant's firm to which it belonged. The pennant belonging to the Friendship is yellow with a swallowtail tip that is red on top and blue on the bottom. Printed on the pennant is a black WP, signifying the owner's weight and Pierce. The captain, Edward Stanley, had absolute control on the ship. He was held accountable legally for every aspect of the ship, including the activities of the crew and the safe delivery of all cargo. This great cabin, located in the stern of the ship, was used as the captain's private space, office, and dining room. Aboard all merchant ships of that time, bunks were provided for the crew to live in. These bunks were in an area of the bow of the ship known as the forecastle. Forecastles such as these were damp and poorly ventilated, but were still known to be more comfortable than the conditions aboard naval vessels. The Friendship of Salem worked as a merchant ship and traveled around the world, trading with different civilizations. She sailed the 7 seas searching for exotic spices, sugar, and coffee. She made a total of 16 voyages in her lifetime to various destinations such as Canton, China, Java, Sumatra, Batavia, Indonesia, Madras, India, London, England, St. Petersburg, Russia, and Leghorn, Italy. She brought these exotic goods back to Salem, which helped boost Salem and the rest of Essex County's economy. Salem could now sell these goods to make a profit, which helped to make Salem among the richest ports in America. Merchants from Salem, Massachusetts, traded profitably with Sumatra during the early part of the 19th century. In 1819, many safe, uneventful voyages from Sumatra to Salem were made until this trend was ended by a series of pirate attacks. These attacks caused widespread alarm throughout the entire trading community. The attacks continued to occur until the United States had to take punitive measures after 5 crewsmen of the Friendship were murdered. This was regarded as the worst act of hostility in trade between Sumatra and Salem. The Friendship's career came to an end on her way home from Archangel, Russia, when she was captured by the British during the War of 1812. The ship was condemned as a prize by the British and sold at a public auction in London. Even though the original Friendship does not exist today, her legacy still lives on. A replica of the Friendship of Salem was built in 2 years by the Scarano Boat Building Company in Albany, New York. The replica arrived at the Salem Maritime Historic Site on September 1, 1998. The replica would be the largest wooden, Coast Guard certified sailing vessel to be built in New England in more than a century. Today, the Friendship of Salem, located in Salem's Maritime National Historic Site on Derby Street, is open to the public for tours. In addition to being open for tours, Friendship sails as an ambassador ship for the National Park Service and the Essex National Heritage Area. It is important for us to learn about and preserve the Friendship of Salem and the rest of the Salem Maritime because they provide a window looking into America's days of sea trade that are often forgotten. American ports such as Salem were a very important part of the international trade which contributed to Salem, Essex County, and the rest of the country's prosperity.